Namaste to all of you. Just connecting. Give me a minute. All right. Good morning to each one of you, and welcome to another session. Today's session is important. It is something that I've spoken in different formats, different ways, but I want each one of you to work on it, right? And that's extremely important. So, a few things that I want you to keep in mind, extremely important. And this, why am I saying this is important? Because this kind of paves the path for you in the future. It is responsible for how you manifest things in life. If you would like to create something phenomenal, this is something that you've got to work on, and you have to ensure that you do not become a barrier on your own path towards success. By the way, people who understand therapy and therapeutic sciences always know that the only barrier, in our path of success is we ourselves. It's nobody else, it's nothing else. No, Harish, it's that person. Understand, it's that person, but what's happening inside of you vis-a-vis that person is your block. Which means if somebody is troubling me, it's only when I do get troubled, it's a block. If I do not get troubled, it's not a block, right? So which means therapeutically, we always say that we are our own block. Now, this can be depressing for somebody who doesn't understand it, and it can be tremendously empowering for somebody who understands it. And that's because when we say we are actually the only barrier, then the complete control is in our hands. The healing is in our limits. What we need to do is work on ourselves only, and that is why it's a very, very empowering statement. But for people who've been a victim of being blamed, who also blames themselves, this could be a little depressing, that now I am the biggest barrier of my own life also. Abhi yahi sunna reh gaya. But understanding the depth of this is extremely important in life. So what is it that I want to talk about today? So something that I've mentioned in the past, but I'm going to highlight it again before we go deeper into the entire story. Yeah. So nobody's seen the future. Nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. Even the world's best astrologers, what they predict is a prediction. It's not a certainty. It's not an assurance. It's a possibility, right? Which means nobody again has seen the future. Nobody can see the future. However, what we think about the future, what we envision about the future, what we visualize about the future has a huge impact on our state of mind. So I want all of you to understand how we think about the future has a direct impact on our present, and our present state has a direct impact on our future, which means we can create our future. I'm going to repeat this line again, right? How we think about the future has a direct impact on how we feel in the present, and how we feel in the present has a direct correlation to what we land up creating in the future. So if you want something phenomenal to happen in the future, you've got to think phenomenal about the future. When you think phenomenal about the future, you feel great in the present. When you feel great in the present, you're already vibrating in the right frequency. And when you are in that frequency, you land up creating, manifesting that kind of a future. Which means envisioning the future in the most beautiful way is extremely important. So I'm going to ask you all a question. Okay? Let me ask you one question to highlight this. Okay? Continuous change in life is easy or difficult? What's your answer? Just type it in the chat box. Continuous change in life is easy or difficult? See, we all know continuous change is important. We also say that change is inevitable. People have very cliched, overused statement that change is the only constant, which means change is going to be there. Okay? Now, not that easy at times, easy, difficult, very difficult. These are all perceptions that we have about change. My question to all of you, where is this perception about change coming from? So if somebody is saying change is difficult, where is this? Let's say if you're saying change is easy, or you're saying change is difficult, or you're saying it is very difficult, or you're saying it is sometimes difficult, sometimes easy, where is it coming in from? Nutan, you're saying thoughts. So where are these thoughts coming from? So let's say if I met somebody, let's call that person SVP. Okay, just for the sake of it, I just said something. And I had a conversation with SVP. Beautiful. From recorded information about the past experience. So if I had a conversation with SVP and it was not good and somebody asked me, how is SVP? I will say, यार बात करके मतलब ही नहीं है. Now, why am I saying बात करके मतलब ही नहीं है? Because what has happened in the past was not all that good. So whatever we talk about anything in life, okay, I'm going to repeat this. Please keep this in mind, because if you work on what I'm saying, it is transformational. I repeat, if you work on what I'm saying on a consistent basis, it is transformational. Okay. So whatever we say about anything or anyone has a correlation from the past. So why would somebody say change is very difficult? Because it was difficult. Why would somebody say that person is a bad person? Because there are bad experiences. Why would somebody say ये नहीं होगा? Because वो नहीं हुआ है. But let's try and understand the trap right now. Okay? Now I'm going to highlight the trap. Tell me where the trap is. Majority of people say change is difficult because it was difficult. What's the trap here? What's the trap here? This is the beauty. Majority of us don't even get the trap, because the trap is inside of us. We don't understand how we are trapping ourselves. I'm going to repeat this line again. Majority of people say change is difficult because it was difficult. They are not lying. What's the trap in this statement? Somebody says, हाँ वो कमीना है because कमीना था. We believe it and negative perceptions. And let me give you a hint. All of you have learned grammar, right? We think it's true. No, it was true, right, Amita? It was true. That's why. So when something bad happened, it was true. We are not hallucinating, hopefully, right? So which means it was true that I tried changing and it was difficult. I tried convincing and the person never improved, right? I tried doing something and I saw no change. So we all have learned basic grammar in life. Past tense, present tense, future tense. ठीक है? Context को भी दिमाग रखना जो हम आज बात कर रहे हैं. I am saying how you think about the future has a huge impact on the present, and the present lands up creating the future. You stick on your views, not ready to change. Maya, okay? Now I'm giving you a hint. Tenses we all know: past tense, present tense, future tense. Now listen to the statement again and tell me where the trap is. Okay? Majority of people say change is difficult. I'm highlighting the words for you. Majority of people say change is difficult because it was difficult. Still waiting for your answer. I've given you a big hint. Yeah, exactly, right? So, although change was difficult in the past, we'll end up saying it is difficult. Right now, it is not difficult. Right now, तो मैं try भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ. But I'm already saying it is difficult. तो अगर कोई इंसान सॉरी टू यूज अ क्रूड लैंग्वेज, कोई इंसान आपके लाइफ में कमीना था या थी, जेंडर बाइज नहीं होना है, एंड यू आस्क हाउ वाज दैट पर्सन, वी लैंड अप सेइंग वो एक नंबर का डैश है, कभी नहीं सुधरेगा. Which means whatever happened in the past, I am the one ensuring it is still in the present. I am anticipating the future to be same as the past. And this is true with all the problems of life. Remember, majority of your problems are in the past. But we land up saying it is a problem. We don't say it was a problem. Right? How is your relationship with that person? Oh, it was terrible. हम ये नहीं बोलते it was. Actually, it was terrible. अभी तक का पास की बात कर रहे हैं ना. It was terrible, but we'll end up saying it is terrible. I don't see a hope. We'll end up putting it out in the future. So although we want a beautiful future, but we bring the past and put it in the future, expecting the future to be different, but demonstrating that we are stuck to the past. Now, this is like changing our complete vocabulary. I'm not saying it's easy, but our ability to say, it was difficult, it was challenging, now things can change. From today, things can change. ये बोलना क्यों, ये जरूरी क्यों हो गया आज बोलना? Because while we program a phenomenal future, you cannot keep bringing back the past in the present and the future, expecting the future to be different than the past. So that is why learn, understand that कोई problem था तो वो था, आज बदल सकता है, कल ब्यूटीफुल हो सकता है, and that is important. Only and only in that case you will be able to program your mind to start looking at a phenomenal future. Now, why seeing a phenomenal future, envisioning a phenomenal future is extremely important. Ab, some people can just program their mind to see a beautiful future. Now, please understand, majority of us, now when I say brain or heart dominant, I'm not saying biologically. This is just a way of telling you that some of them are operating more out of logic, some of them operate naturally more out of emotions. Okay, so there are some of us who are heart dominant and there are some of us who are brain dominant. So for people who are heart dominant and more in the emotions, you make them say, I see my body weight coming to an ideal body weight and it's superb. They can repeat it, they can visualize it, they can feel it, and they can enjoy it. But for the ones who are very logically oriented, they repeating just this will not make any sense, because for them in their head, अपने आप थोड़ी होगा बॉस, क्या होना चाहिए, कुछ तो होना चाहिए, मैं क्या कर रही हूं, मैं क्या कर रहा हूं, क्या अलग कर रहा हूं. So they need the logic behind it. So always remember, some people need to see a good strategy to believe in it, and some people, because they believe in it, they land up finding a great strategy. I'm repeating this again. For some people, they need to see a good strategy to believe in it. And there are many who've got to believe in it to start seeing or discovering or finding or creating a new strategy. What is needed? It's a combination of both always. So even when I say brain dominant, heart is not dormant. When I say heart dominant, brain is not dormant. So all your strategies in life should be a combination of logic and emotion. Okay? So when you say, I now see a phenomenal future, some of you will be able to comfortably repeat it, envision it, visualize it, emotions at the high intensity, and your manifestation begins. But some of them, they will say, just बोलने से थोड़ी कुछ होने वाला है. So they need the logic. And for those people, this has to be done by everyone anyways, but especially for the brain dominant people, you've got to learn from the past. Only if you extract a learning from the past, now when they say, I am now able to envision a phenomenal future, it satisfies the logical part of the mind, and now repetition becomes easier. Because your brain says, हाँ मैंने कुछ तो कल से सीखा है, and now when I implement that, my future can be better. And now when they repeat it, your logic doesn't interfere and become a block in the visualization and manifestation process. So combination of both is important. So हमेशा हमेशा याद रखना, every activity of yours, every conversation of yours, every meeting and discussion of yours, your introspection should have two things: learning from the past and excitement about the future. ये दो चीज होना चाहिए. You want to have a conversation with your child, these two things need to come in. Every time you need not achieve success, but every time you need to focus in that direction. What am I learning from the past, and am I envisioning a great future? एज सिंपल एज इमेजिन, आपको किसी ने बोल दिया आपका 1 करोड़ का लॉटरी लग चुका है, 3 हफ्ते में पैसा आएगा. आपका अगला 3 हफ्ता इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी डिफरेंट. All right, you're already in a great state. Why are you in a great state? Because you know something phenomenal is going to happen. That is with that level of certainty, and we are already in a great state. More things come in. Like when I do my training programs, I am in my optimum state, and it is during that time, after my training programs, I suddenly get few more training programs. Why? Because when I'm in that great state, I'm not even thinking about a great future, but when I am in a great state, I'll end up manifesting opportunities naturally. And then whatever blocks happen, there is a learning, you got to work on it. But when you are in a great state, things will move, things will progress, something or the other great things will happen. Suppose we envision, but if we don't take action, you will eventually come to a state where you will not, the envisioning will also not work, because your brain also knows ये सोचता है या सोचती है लेकिन कुछ होता नहीं है. So there is no substitute for action. That is something that I've always been saying. But having said this, when you're super excited, movement happens. Think about, when will you not move? Logically, this may not be true for everyone, okay? But think about this. I want to move further. I want to move ahead. But when I want to move ahead, आगे जो दिख रहा है वो पूरा अंधेरा है, पूरा blurred है, पूरा dicey है. Now tell me, will I move in that direction? I will not, right? There are many who will slow down. There are many who will stop. There are many who will turn back and go back. Why? Because आगे जो दिख रहा है, I'm not sure about it. आगे जो दिख रहा है वो डरावना लग रहा है. आगे दिख ही नहीं रहा है बॉस, कुछ तो मैं आगे जाऊं कैसे? It's like when you're driving in an extremely foggy weather, which happens in certain northern parts of our country. When you're driving, your car is capable, right? You have a strong, you have a very good car, you have an excellent driver, and yet you have to slow down, and yet a lot of times you'll have to just stop because you can't see anything. It is risky. Which means, if there is clarity and colors and beauty in the front, your body will move. So action will naturally happen when you see something beautiful is there ahead. Okay? And you will not be able to move ahead when there is अंधेरा, blurredness, diciness, पता नहीं क्या. You'll say आगे बढ़ने को हो ही नहीं रहा है. So what I want all of you to do today, right? Write down at least 10, 15, 20, 30 extremely powerful affirmations related to how you're seeing the future. So I'll give you some examples, and I want you to start repeating it. And whenever your mind thinks about a dicey, scary, insecure future, I want you to correct it by repeating the opposite of it. सबसे पहले क्या करना है? Break the pattern. हमेशा याद रखना, for a lot of people, the way you see the future and the way you respond to it is already a pattern, is already a habit, and the brain knows about it. कुछ लोगों के लिए क्या है कि somebody in the environment should just come and say आगे कुछ भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, मार्केट आजकल बहुत खराब चल रहा है. It is enough for them to start feeling insecure. And they don't even realize, with that insecurity, they'll end up creating some or the other gadbad at work. Because now that insecurity has to manifest itself, right? Through a problem in the current situation. And that is why whenever you think negative or anything shaky about the future, correcting yourself then and there and replacing it with a powerful opposite affirmation is extremely important. So whenever you think, पता नहीं business का क्या होगा यार, it's going very slow right now, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. See, now what's happening? It's going slow in the future, in the present, but I'm also doubting about the future. Why? Because in the present, it's not going good. Now, for the logically minded, you need to learn why it's going slow, but you need to program that the future is going to be fast paced and phenomenal. And a lot of times, a combination of both is extremely important. So, how do you see the future? Extremely important. So, for example, kabhi bhi you feel you are thinking about something and suddenly there is a worry about future. Worry about future could be tomorrow. Worry about future could be a week ahead. It could be a month ahead. It could be a year ahead. It could be the end of lifetime. There are people who are right now at the age of 40 and worrying, end में क्या होगा मेरा? I mean, the mind is just trained to do that. Right? बुढ़ापे में मैं अकेले मरूंगा का. Forget about बुढ़ापे. I mean, but then the mind is thinking like that. It has got trained to think like that. So what you've got to do is shatter that pattern. और पैटर्न तोड़ने के लिए हमेशा रूल इज वेरी सिंपल. Change your physical posture. Change your breathing pattern. Have a glass of water if needed. Just clap your hands and snap out of it few times. And immediately, depending on where you are, you see which are the things you can do out of what I said. First of all, change your physical posture. So if I'm sitting like this and thinking कि यार कितना बोर लग रहा है, अब ये बोर लगना वाला इस बॉडी पॉस्चर से सिंक्रोनाइज्ड है. दिस इज नॉट अ पॉस्चर ऑफ आई एम सुपर एनर्जेटिक इन लाइफ. दिस इज आई एम चिल्ड इन लाइफ इज ऑल्सो ओके. आई एम बोर्ड इन लाइफ इज ऑल्सो ओके. आई एम फीलिंग स्लीपी इन लाइफ. आई एम एब्सोल्युटली इनडिफरेंट. यू सीन सम पीपल सिटिंग लाइक दिस इन अ मीटिंग. इनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है व्हाट यू आर सेइंग. They're already demonstrating that body. Or, I know everything, who are you to tell me? I'm the boss. Yeah? So, every body posture. So, when you start thinking negative, there is going to be a body posture that your body is going to get into naturally. The brain knows it. So, सबसे पहले क्या करना है, उस body posture पे नहीं रहना है. Because हम pattern को तोड़ रहे हैं. तो सबसे पहले, if you want, get up. You might be at work thinking something happened and now you're, अब क्या होगा मालूम नहीं. क्या होगा मालूम नहीं. Just get up. Realize this is about how I'm thinking about the future. Just get up. Maybe stretch your body. Have a glass of water. Take 3 deep breaths and just say, I manifest a beautiful future. I have faith in the divine and my future is phenomenal. What's going to unfold is absolutely at its best. Now, none of this is a substitute of what you've got to learn. My boss yells at me that I asked you for a presentation today and you have not done it. And now you sit there and say, I envision a beautiful future without implementing the learning. Very soon, again, an episode is going to happen and we'll end up saying the technique doesn't work. No, you didn't learn from the past. The technique still is very sound and extremely powerful. Okay? So, I want you all to make a list of affirmations. For example, some of them would be, I see an amazing future. I see beautiful things unfolding for me. I now see amazing level of miracles and success this year. I see beautiful progress happening every day. When I think about my future, I feel amazing, light, confident, full of faith, and I'm super motivated about it. Instead of saying, when I think about my future, I worry, I get scared, I feel depressed, I feel palpitation. Iska pura opposite. I feel extremely confident. I feel strength in my heart. I feel lightness in my brain. I just feel absolutely superb when I think about my future. When I think about my relationship in the future, I feel XYZ. When I think about, so I want you all to have those list of statements, right, which is signifying a beautiful future. And you can also highlight, wherever possible, how it's making you feel in the present. For example, I see an amazing future and this makes me feel super confident in the now. Or I feel absolutely blessed. I feel right now, okay? I feel absolutely blessed as I see an amazing future unfolding for me. So you are saying, मुझे दिख रहा है कि इतना खूबसूरत फ्यूचर है कि मुझे अभी ही मजा आने लग गया है. मुझे अभी ही सुपर्ब लग रहा है, क्यों? मुझे मालूम है कि आगे बदलने वाला है. But remember again, people who have not learned from the past and the logically oriented person, for them these sentences will not make any sense if they are not extracting the learning from the past. या तो learning from the past का extraction चाहिए, या फिर healing of the past चाहिए, where you will do, people who've been a part of the तथास्तु community, EET करना है, past का episodes पे हो'oponopono कर सकते हैं, which I will take you through in the next session. So remember again, how you see the future has a direct impact on the present, and how you are in the present is the only source of manifestation in the future. So whenever you find yourself going off track, correct yourself, come back on track, visualize clarity, visualize beauty, visualize greenery, visualize the future is amazing. And when you start seeing that, when the eyes see it, when the brain envision it, the body starts feeling beautiful in the now. And when the body starts feeling great in the now, you will end up creating that. I want all of you to sit straight. Close your eyes. Take few deep breaths. And with every exhalation, repeat the word relax mentally and feel your entire body and mind relaxing. Imagine yourself standing on a spiritual timeline. Imagine there is a line. You're standing on the line. It's a divine space. Where you're standing is the present. What's behind you are the years that you have existed and lived in this life. What's in front of you is the future that's ready to be experienced. Symbolically and metaphorically, wherever you're standing, just try to analyze if you've been holding on to a lot of baggage and weight. Maybe you're carrying some heavy stones in your pocket, an entire huge bag on your shoulder, the burden of something. And wherever you're standing, I want you to just let go of all of that. Just release it. Telling yourself there is no need to carry what you have been carrying. Whether it belongs to you, your siblings, your friends, your parents, or if it's coming from a different lifetime also, let go of all of that. In this sacred space, drop all of it. If you have been wearing a footwear that is carrying the burden of the past, your parents, your ancestors, leave that footwear also in this space. Wherever you're standing, imagine from the top there is a beautiful golden shower, golden water falling on the top of your head, cleansing you, cleansing all the baggage, the pain, the trauma, inside and outside. Let it cover you in this golden light. And when you now come out of the golden light, you are in new attire, new footwear, new mindset, new thoughts, new beliefs. Having gratitude of the past, but not stuck to the past. Come out of this ball of golden light, and when you step out, see the future naturally becoming brighter. A beautiful journey waiting for you, filled with greenery, beautiful yellow, pink, white, light blue flowers, a beautiful light blue sky, greenery everywhere, symbolizing abundance, prosperity, love, and success. And now begin your journey towards this space. Imagine now walking towards it, and the walk feels effortless. Let the energy of this go into every cell of your body. Look inwards now as if you're looking inside of your body. Let every cell have this energy and movement and symbol of you walking into a beautiful future. It's unfolding, it is available, and you are moving in this direction. Take a deep breath. Hold the breath, allowing the entire energy to become 1,000 times stronger. And with a sigh of relief, exhale through the mouth. Repeat mentally, I am blessed. I absorb the blessing. I see an amazing future. I create an amazing future. I am motivated in the now. Tathastu to all of you. Rub your palms, cover your eyes, and slowly open your eyes. Write your statements and have a beautiful day. Yeah? Bye bye.